that I did that most people don't even know about. I have passions, and again, I get aggressive. I came home one day from singing at one of the nursing homes from the group, and I said to Joe, these pianos that these people have in these nursing homes are disgusting. Why can't these establishments spend a few $100s to get a decent piano where the music stand doesn't fall on the floor and the keys are not there and they're out of tune? And I said, I'm going on a rampage, and I want to try to see if I can raise enough money to get at least 3 pianos set into place, 2 in the Cloquet nursing home, each floor, and 1 at the assisted living Aspen Arms. He said, Rita, how are you going to do that? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. He went downstairs and he came back up and he said, well, here's the first 500. I said, wow, you're behind me on this? And he said, yep. So I sat down and I wrote letters to probably 20, 25 different establishments plus churches. And I told them what my goal was. And I had talked to the piano store in Duluth. They figured it would cost me about $10,000 for the 3, and I thought, whew, I don't know. When it gets to be with old people, a lot of people forget that those were the people that helped them build their businesses. They're the people that put them where they are, but they don't think about it. So I wrote the letters. The very first phone call I got was from a priest in Cloquet. He appreciated my passion. He said, we have a sunshine fund in our church for things like this. I will send you $500. That was the first 1,000. So, whoa, this is pretty neat. Well, most of the letters kind of got unread. So I started knocking on the doors, going straight to them. Had to do a little arguing sometime. And I had meetings with church people. And believe it or not, the Catholic Church in Cloquet was the only one that donated a dime. That made me so sad. And I had one pastor sit there and tell me, well, you know, there's other people in this world that have needs. We have to start sending more to Mexico and to Guatemala and to, I said, and what about your people that gave you the money to have this church? They're sitting in the nursing homes today. They can't provide for you anymore. Why have they been forgotten? He still wouldn't give me a dime. None of them did. And I mean, I was brought up in Cloquet. I went to those churches. I did those pastors' wives' hair. And they wouldn't help me with those people. I went to Walmart. Kevin gave me $100. No, $50. Thought, whoa, from Walmart? $50. Okay, well, I'll rack it up. I'll keep going. I pounded the pavement. I hit them all up. Went to Bolt Construction, and the guy that was managing that says, oh boy, Rita, you know. I said, come on, you guys. You got tons of money. You've built these buildings. You've got tons of money. This is ridiculous. Well, I'll see what I can do. Well, they sent me 100. Okay. I mean, this went on and on and on. I talked to the gal that was the president of the auxiliary at the hospital. And I said to Audrey, I need to do this. I need to do this for your people here. Will you come on board and help me? At first she said, oh, Rita, I've got so much on my plate, I don't know how I can do this. And she called me back the next day and she said, you know what? Let's go for it. She was friends with the manager of Walmart at the time, and I told her, I said, boy, Walmart gave me a whole $50. What's that all about? She said, what? Well, she was over at one of the restaurants one day, and he and his wife were there. And she told him, she said, I understand that you donated some money for the piano fund for the hospital. Yeah, he says, I think there was somebody going to talk to me about it. And she said, it's not enough. Kevin, that's not enough. So then she told him more about the program and what we're going to do. And he said, come on and meet with me in the office in the morning. He gave him $1,000. It's not always what you know, it's who you know. So I thanked her 1,000 times. Then we decided to have a spaghetti feed as a fundraiser, which we did. We got almost $1,000 on that. I learned a lot because I found out that you can't just go and have a raffle without funneling your money into another organization. You can't do it on your own. We had to go through the Legion or someplace else to handle the money, and after writing to some of the senators and getting answers back, they're telling me do not do this because once you put it in there, it's no guarantee that they'll give it back. Don't do it. Just have drawings and give the gifts away, which we did. And then Audrey set up a chicken salad dinner for luncheon for anybody, and we had giveaways there. We made another $1,000 there. So things like that, it started coming together. And I was getting pretty to the point that I still need some more, so I went to the hospital administrator and I said, come on, you guys have got money in this. There's funds for the kinds of things that these people are paying for in this nursing home. And he said, oh, Rita, I'll see what we can do. Well, they came across with a couple $1,000. So I started this in January, and I had the money by November. 11 months. We had the money to get those pianos. Oh, my gosh. I thought it would take 3-4 years. Sappy came along with $1,000, and he said, Rita, if you need more, let me know. Just, all of a sudden, things started coming together. So they've got some nice pianos there in those establishments. I wish I could have done about 10 of them because every one of those places need them. And when I think they could go down and buy a Yamaha keyboard with an 88 key like a piano for $700 and they won't do it, oh, grr. How much more can I say without them throwing me out? I don't know. But that was an interesting thing. And I kept a booklet about all, and then I gave them a copy at the nursing home and a copy at the Aspen Arms that they can have in their history. So years down the line, they can say, okay, if we need something done, how do we do it, or what do we do? And I showed that booklet to my third cousin, who is in economics. He was a professor of economics at the main U. He's Norwegian, and he's from Norway. And when we had the family reunion, the families told him that I had done this, and he said, how did you do it? And I said, well, there's the book. And I'm just laughing because he said, Rita, how did you pull this off? You were handling everybody else's money. How did you pull this off? I said, I don't know. I was too dumb to know I couldn't. I didn't know I should have gone through other things. I went to the bank and I said, I want to start a piano fund for the hospital. Can I open up an account, a nonprofit account here? And they knew me at the credit union where I'd banked. And she said, well, sure. But tell me more about it. So I told her what I was going to do. And she said, okay, I'll bring it to the board. And they just opened the account for me. I didn't know I was supposed to go through some organization with all this. So every time I got a donation in, I took it to the bank. And then all the little donations I got was cash, with dollars that old people. I mean, Old people in their 90s would send me like $5 when they would hear about it, you know. So I made copies of all this money. Taurus says, Rita, that's illegal to make copies of money. I said, well, they're in the notebook and they're not hurting anybody. I said, I'm not intelligent. I just wanted these pianos. So it was a success. That's all I cared about.